This session is in continuity to our previous session on applying borders to our cells, and in this session we learn about even more options by which we can put borders around our cells. Now you can see the whole mess that we have from our previous discussion. We have borderlines here and there, incomplete borderlines on all of the cells over here. Now there's one option in this drop box which can help us address this problem. What if I don't want borders to appear on any cell? What the only thing that I need to do is I need to go onto this drop box and select no borders at all. You can see there are absolutely no borders now in any of my cells. I can redo the same thing for you. If I were to select this portion again, I can go on to the no border thing and you won't find a border again. But the story doesn't end there. So what if we want to change the type of borders that coming across my cells? I mean, in all of the sessions we have had borders which were continuous black lines. What if I want dotted lines to be my borders? What if I want blue color to be the border color of my cell? Now the way of accessing that kind of options is just need to go to the type of the cells in which you want to apply it to. So let's just select this one, and although the same thing could be done from this portion also, let's just try the more obvious one. Let's just go and go on to the desired cells, right click on it and go to format cells. Now this version of formatting a pure cell is exactly similar to what we have been discussing from this Dropbox, but this is more extensive and more complete as compared to the older option. Now for selecting a different type of border to your cell, all you need to do is you need to select the style of the border that you want to. You can see some of the styles we already discussed, double lines or thicker lines. And now in our case we want these dotted lines to be our borders of the cell. The next thing you need to do is, what if you want a different color of your cell? What if you want red to be your type of color? What if you want to be red to be the type of color of the border of your cell? You need to go into this color option and select the shading of red that you want to. In this case I've selected this red portion, and then after that you can see now the onus is on these two options. I have somewhat of a blurred line telling me that this is the kind of border line that I've selected, and I have selected it in red color. Now if now these all these buttons help you estimate what eventually in a cell would come up as a border. So think about this rectangle portion as something of like a selection, something of like this selection we have already done over here, over this quick brown and jumps a fox over this portion. Now if I were to click on this button, you can see it produces this dotted line at the top of this selection, now which tells me that my selection would get a dotted line as its outer topmost periphery. Now if I were to click on this, I will get a left border with a dotted line. If I click on this, I'll get a right border. If I click on this, I will get a bottom border. And now the whole selection, or let's just think in the form of a cell, will get a border in the shape of dotted lines over here. Now other options that we may need to consider is this option and this option. If you were to click on this button, you can see that a line now appears at the middle of at the middle thing also. Now this selection only has a meaning when you are thinking in the terms of selections and not in the term of cells. Let me clear the difference between selection and cells again. Right now this whole thick black portion is the selection of multiple cells. If I were to select just one cell out of it, say just a quick cell over here, then it would be just one cell. Now these two options, this one and this one, only have a meaning when we are working with the selection, because this dash line tells me that my selection will also get a dotted line as a boundary thing for all the boundaries that lies between my selection. So in this case a dotted line would appear between quick and fox and over also, and this option tells me that a vertical dotted line will also appear between any two consecutive cells in Excel. So now a dotted line would also appear between quick and brown, fox and jumps over an A. And hitting the OK button, you can see this is what we originally built the borders to be like. We wanted dotted lines to appear at the periphery. We wanted the dotted lines to appear in between. We wanted the dotted lines to be appearing horizontally also. So this is the whole way we have formatted our cell with the appropriate border which we wanted. Now let's just redo this whole thing on just one cell now. What if I wanted my Fox cell to have a different kind of a border? All I need to do is go on to the format cells button, go on to the desired type of border style I want to, then go on to color. In this case I've selected the blue color, and if I were to click on this, this and this, you can see that my whole cell would get a border which is of dotted lines and is of blue color. And you can see these two options, these this option and this option are quietly disabled, because like I told in the previous session, they do not hold any meaning to a single cell. They are applicable only to a selection. Now clicking the OK button would give you what you wanted, a dotted border line across the cell which has a value of Fox. So this is all about bordering of cells in Excel. Thank you for watching.